Theobald is the GOAT of carding. Now, if you've seen clips of Theo before, you probably know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't and just clicked on this video because you saw an unstable character mentioned or are unfamiliar with the game, I can explain what it is. Carding is a better and less version of Crystal PvP and requires very precise timing and hotkey usage. To explode a cart, usually you place a TNT minecart and shoot it with a flame bow. It's easy to learn but hard to get consistent with.
Great job, bro.
On screen, I'll give you a few examples on how TNT carding could be used, and many techniques with it.
Bro, that's not great carding.
Now since I've shown you some examples, let's see how Theobald the bird uses it.
Come here. Oh! Yes!
Now, you might have noticed from the video that these guys were dropping pretty quick, and when I was demonstrating, I wasn't taking as much damage. And no, it wasn't because I was wearing netherite. Now look at these two clips and tell me the difference. The difference was damage. You see, Theo was wearing blast prot while the other two didn't have any. This made it more easier for Theo to take damage from melee attacks, but he would be more resistant to his own cards, which was the reason why he was able to win that fight. Now, before we get into the main fight, I need to show you this other card technique. I mentioned this once already, and I've showed clips of me doing it, but this is expo carding. The hardest form of carding in the game. Expo carding requires flint and steel, a crossbow, rails, and a cart. I'll give an example really quickly so you guys can see how it works. And basically what you do is you do this, and then you shoot it. There are many ways you can do this, but I'm not going to show too many since it's like so early and it's 3 in the morning right now. So I'll just like give one like example and like ways you can use expo carding. Alright, that's it. I'm too tired for this. Alright, so now it's time for the Theo vs Oroboros fight, and I will be commentating over it. Before he even attacks, Theo starts the game with 2 early cards, which is able to get him low and makes him run away. Since he's low, he goes for another card above him so he doesn't take damage while being able to pop him. He does this again while he's looking away so he gets some more damage and fails another expo. After Theo trades hits with him, he decides to go Elytra towards him and get a nice little expo, which pops both of their totems. Theo decides to expo again, so when he does, he places it under him so he doesn't take as much damage as Oroboros. Theo trades hits with Oroboros until he notes he's low enough to go for a low tier card. Since Oroboros is so low, he goes for another card and pops his totem, which gives him a lead. Theo trades hits with Oroboros, but then he messes up by exposing his feet to the explosion beneath him. Since Oroboros is now out of potions, Theo decides to go and trade more hits, but then after decides to expo cart in a safe position so he doesn't take any damage. Oroboros shoots him with weakness, but he's kinda fucking stupid, he has cards. Theo knows when to disengage when it's too low. After trading hits again, he decides to go for another X-bow, which almost killed him. Theo then sees he has a weaker helmet, so he decides to trade hits and go for a low tier card. Since his helmet breaks, he decides to permanently switch to low tier cards or bow cards. Since Oroboros is now out of totems, he decides to break his shield and go for a last card, even though he's so low, so he can end the game.
Stupid weakness arrows, dude.